Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 18th to the 24th of August in my Archer and Olive notebook. This week I'm using Magic Shop, which is a mystery kit from Plannerface from 2023. So I've had this one in my stash for a bit. This is another one of those kits that's just been in and out of my collection, or in and out of my lineup several times. So I figured this week is kind of a standard week, so maybe not the most requirement for a mystery kit, but I think this art kind of suits the fact that it was a fairly chill week and is just sort of an anytime kit. As always, I have all of my stickers pulled out in my Plannerface reusable sticker album and my planning notes in front of me. So let's get started with the base of this spread. So as I mentioned in my intro, this is a fairly standard week. Not too much to discuss. I was working 5 days this week. And yeah, training my usual amount. We had Reggie's last checkup for his dental work that he's had done in the past couple of weeks. So this was the week that we found out everything was all good and he doesn't need to keep going back to the vets for his teeth, at least for a while. There were a couple of birthdays this week, and then sadly on Friday a family friend passed away. But I won't really talk much about that. Then at the weekend, it was just another fairly chill weekend, doing some gaming and relaxing at home. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty chill plan with me. I haven't done a short sidebar with the toolbox in for a bit, so I've just got the sizing all kinds of wrong, but I guess thankfully, because this kit is so old, it's kind of not as sticky as a newer kit would be. So I'm going to put this cat on my quote or my thing for the week box, and then I'm gonna just make a little bit more of a collage situation with this flag and all of these scrolls deco. And then my August script is from Plannerface. I've predated my date covers, again as usual with dates version 2 from Plannerface. And we have my usual layout, because there's 5 days of work and then a short extra little sidebar bit in the middle. So very simple week. Oh, one thing that happened this week that we haven't been able to do for a while is we managed to give Reggie a bath. So since he's had his teeth out, he seems to have become a little bit more agreeable to being bothered. So kind of feeling bad that maybe his teeth have been hurting him for a while and he's just been hiding it. But we've previously had to muzzle him, and he's screamed the house down when he's had a bath. And this week it just took a little bit of peanut butter on a licky mat and he was just, complaining and grumbling about it the whole time, but he let us bath him. So yeah, it kind of makes me worried that he was just hiding the fact that his teeth hurt for so long. But at least we got it sorted now. And we're working on getting him brushing his teeth more regularly, or at least eating some dog toothpaste, because apparently it's got enzymes in it, so it's even if he just eats the toothpaste, it's better than nothing. Yeah, I can really tell that this is an old kit, because it's really not as sticky. Let's do washi next. Oh, because I've got my short sidebar, the 50mm strip, like the short side is too short, so we'll just do this one. And also this week I managed to get tickets for Bad Omens in November. So this is like the second week in a row that I managed to deal with Ticketmaster and they get decent tickets. This time I'm standing because it's not the sort of gig that I would want to be seated for, to be honest. Like if it's a band that I'm gonna want to like watch their like show, then yeah, I would get seated tickets. But when it's a band that is like, I just want to like be in the crowd and like enjoying the music with people, then yeah, I'll get standing. Thinking about it, this might have been a really good colour blocking situation, but I pulled all my stickers out already, so I won't be doing that today. Cute. So then I'll just add in my weekend banner. On the bottom here. So there is the base. Now we can get into my plans for the week. Okay, so starting on Monday, it's my cousin's birthday, so we'll start off with that. So I've got a skinny little thing. And then I was working on site this day. So we'll go with a patterned third box. I've just realised quite how wonky this little thing has gone down. So we'll just fix that. After work I was training, so this was my snatch day. And then I was watching some YouTube. And I've written down on my notes that I was watching Mini Minuteman this day. And then finally I just had an early night, so we use a little thing from the box add-on sheet. So not hugely keen that I've like top and tailed this day with two of the pink little things, but I think once we get a little bit more pink going on, it'll be fine. This kit is very like classic planner colours. So for my cousin's birthday, I have the balloon doodle from the kit, and then for working on site, I have this watercooler vanilla from Papershire. For training, I have dumbbells version 2, which matches blue perfectly, and a custom snatch script from Plannerface. For my YouTube binge, I have the TV doodle from the kit, and then for my early night, I have the pillow doodle from the kit. Moving on to Tuesday. On Tuesday, I was working from home, so I use a patterned quarter box to mark that in. And then I had my second training session of the week, which I think we will go with this purple for, solely because I have the other purple in the glitter header. This day I was doing low hang cleans, and low hang cleans is what I was doing the day that I broke my wrist. So I've had like this massive mental block with them, and this day I did a double at 76 and then a 78 single, which is a PB and is more weight than I broke my wrist with. So that was like a massive deal. Finally felt like I'd got over that hurdle. I then got that I was gaming with Becca and that I had a YouTube binge, but I think I'll just fit gaming with Becca in. Or maybe I could put both on one half box. But yeah, for work I have Vanilla at her laptop on the sofa because I was working from home, and then for training I have the Dumbbells version 2 again and a clean script from Planaface. For my PB, I have another Squidge Feeling Strong. So I've been using a lot of these recently, which is making me very happy. And then I have Vanilla Gaming for playing some Baldur's Gate, and just a bit of deco for a YouTube binge in the evening. Cute. So then moving on to Wednesday, I was working on site this day. And this wasn't like the best day of working on site. I wasn't feeling very great, like very good. So when I got home, I just wanted to like chill and do some gaming, which Becca and I did. So played to some Baldur's Gate. My video then uploaded. Let's pick a different colour. Use pink instead. Yeah, my video then uploaded, so as you can tell, I don't have a lot to mark this day because I'm marking in the fact that I uploaded a video. And then I just had a really lazy evening. So really not a lot to mark this day. After my birthday week being like so full of like fun plans, this week I kind of needed a bit of a break from it, and also work did not get better while I was away, so I was still dealing with all the work stuff, and we're still dealing with it now. So for work I have Vanilla, for some gaming I have Squidge, for my upload I have a coffee cup doodle, and for having a lazy evening I just have... Oh my gosh, this bit of deco from the kit. Let's just straighten up that box. I mean, I'm loving how easy it is to move things around because this kit isn't particularly sticky anymore because it's so old. But this is kind of giving me the mental reminder to use up my kits so that they don't all lose their sticky. Okay, Thursday, I'm going to start off with, this was a payday, and it was also my friend's birthday. Mark that in a little bit bigger than payday. So it was my friend's 30th birthday. I saw her for my birthday, so we'd kind of done our birthday things. I was then working from home this day. Let's use this one. Oh no. Yes, yeah. Been working from home this day, so I've got a quarter box. I think these are just going wonky, but we'll try and manage it. Reggie then had his checkup for his last dental checkup, and also we were worried that he'd scratched his eye, so we switched this checkup to be with a vet instead of a vet nurse. And they put that like orange goo that they put in your eyes at the opticians, so he just had like orange down his face for a bit, and it was kind of funny. After work I did my training, and then me and Becca just played some Baldur's Gate in the evening, which I don't have a huge amount of space to put in. Let's go with this. I've got a massive bit of deco out for that as well. I really didn't think that through. So for payday, I've just got a bit of deco from the kit. For my friend's birthday, I have the birthday present doodle from the kit. There is also a payday script in this kit, so we'll whack that in. For work, I have another Vanilla at her laptop. And then for the Reggie appointment, I have the paw print doodle from the kit. For training, I have Dunbuzz version 2 and a jerk script. And then I have this massive bit of deco for gaming, so we're going to change that. Thing is, I don't have many smaller bits of deco left. Let's just go with a potion bottle instead of a shelf of potion bottles, because that can go up onto the one above it a little bit. Okay, on Friday I worked from home again this day. I wasn't feeling great. I was feeling kind of migraine-y and was trying to avoid having one. And then while I was at work, Bad Omens tickets went on sale, so I wanted to get those. So kind of similar to the My Chemical Romance situation from last week, except I wasn't in a meeting when I had to get these, so that was a lot easier. Unfortunately, this day is the day we found out that a family friend had passed away. So mark that in. And then after work, I was feeling a bit better, so I decided to try and do a little interval run. I have been trying to do a little bit more cardio recently, even though it's not my favourite. And then in the evening, I was just gaming with Becca. The family friend that passed away is also one of like Becca's family friends, so it was kind of a really difficult day for everyone, but I was glad that we could hang out and try and like have a bit of normal time in the evening as well. Okay, so for work this day, I have a doodle from Papershire. For getting my Bad Omens tickets, I have a squidge with a gig ticket. I didn't really know how to mark our family friend passing away, so I'm just using some deco from the kit. And then I have a trainer doodle from Plannerface for my interval run, and then Vanilla gaming for gaming in the evening. Okay, for Saturday, the first thing that I did was my memory planning from the week before. So I'm going to use a patterned third box for that, because I already used the quarter box that matches the colour. And then I went to team training. So we'll go for pink for team training. After team training, I went to pick up the Tesco shop. So I had to click and collect, and they'd missed like a couple of things off. So we decided to pop into Tesco and got some Halloween stuff. Let's go with this one. So yeah, we got some Halloween stuff from Tesco. We then had a bit of like time outside in the garden, because if you remember from my previous video, we'd tidied up the garden and it was like really nice weather this day. It's kind of another little mini heat wave, but it didn't get quite as hot. No, the mini heat wave was the week before. Yeah, it was just nice weather this weekend. It wasn't so hot that we couldn't stand to be outside. And then this is the day that Reggie had a bath. So actually, I might just switch this one for a pink little thing, because then I'm going to mark Reggie having a bath in a bit bigger in blue so that it matches the colour. So for Reggie having a bath, I'm just putting in a quarter box. And then I was just playing some Baldur's Gate in the evening with Becca. So I'll mark that in. I think it's going to have to be this one. I'm not always keen on having like 2 quarter boxes like this, but I think that's what I've got to do this week. Okay. So for planning, I have the planner doodle from the kit, and then I also have a planning script, and then for team training I have vanilla and a team training custom from Plannerface. For getting the click and collect I have the grocery doodle from the kit, and then for the Halloween stuff at Tesco I just have this little haunted house doodle. For sitting outside in the sun I have Lottie in the sun. This is one of the out of office ones, but I've just taken the out of office bit off the bottom because it fits nicely for sitting out in the sun. For Reggie's bath time I have the bath doodle from the kit, and then I have this deco from the kit for playing some Baldur's Gate, and I'm just going to trim that so it's not overlapping that full box. Okay, moving on to Sunday. I did my usual Sunday reset this day. So I'll put in a square box for that. So I had a few bits and pieces to do this morning because my friend was coming the next day. So yeah, did that. And then I did my September monthly and some editing. So I'm going to put that in a half box and put like 2 things on it. I then did another little interval run. And then, oh, I wanted that interval run to be pink. Oopsie. Yeah, so I then did this, then did another interval run, and then I did some more of my level 2 weightlifting coursework. So I'll pop that in. So I've just got one more bit to do this weekend and then I will have finished. Becca and I then played some Baldur's Gate, and I think for that I'm going to use a swatch because I've just remembered that I have them in this kit. So a swatch. Actually, if I use a swatch this way around. And then we were just having some drinks at home in the evening. I kind of want a dark purple. Yeah, so then we just had some drinks at home in the evening. And I was playing some Baldur's Gate with Becca, who was actually arriving like the next day. Again, because these have a white line, like a white border, I might butt them up to the stickers either side of them a little bit so it still looks like there's that gap that I usually have. So for my Sunday reset I have the cleaning doodle from the kit, and then for my monthly and editing I have the planner and laptop doodles. I swear I worked this out so many times in my head and I've still managed to do it the wrong way around. Okay. So I then have another trainer's doodle from Plannerface. This is from Papershire. It's from a sampler, so I'm not entirely sure like what the sheet is called. But it's just like a stack of books that I figure works for like studying, because obviously I'm not in school or doing my portfolio anymore. I don't have a lot of like studying to do, so it doesn't seem sensible to like buy whole sheets, but I use some samplers for it. And then have a computer doodle again from Papershire for gaming, and then a wine doodle from Plannerface for some drinks in the evening. Okay, so that is all of my stickers laid down for the week. I'm going to fill all this out and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the spread all filled out. I forgot to mention while I was setting it up, but I have actually changed my daily check-in to closing my Apple rings for a bit because I'm just trying to be a little bit more active, as well as doing all of my weightlifting training like normal. I'm really happy with how the spread has turned out. I'm glad that I finally actually used this kit after taking it in and out of my lineup so many times since I got it in like 2023. But that's everything for this video, friends. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a little mouse emoji in the comments because these cute little mice on this book stack over here. But if you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!